Alright, boys and girls, we're live. Bring my camera up a little more. So I think I'm gonna cut my head. Need a little bit of head cropping. Ooh. There we go.
Reactor operation temperature exceeding safe levels.
Live? Yeah, baby. So, I played a little bit of this last night. Actually, I got pretty far. I went all the way from Alpha Labs to Impro Facility, which is basically the in between Alpha Labs and Delta Labs, if I remember correctly. There might be one more in between there. But it's been a pretty exciting adventure. I mean, again, playing this game in VR it's a trip. I mean, the game's definitely showing its age in terms of textures, but I mean, for the most part, it's held up very well, and I think this game works really well in VR because there's, I think, less expectations in terms of fidelity overall. I mean, if Quest 3 had this as like a standalone app, you know, it could run at this type of resolution, that would be amazing, which I feel like would happen. Eventually, you can buy a $300 headset in standalone out of the box to play a game that looks like this. But for the moment, you know, you have to have the headset plus. Hello, man. Big old fatty. I gotta turn my headset down a little bit. It's kind of hear myself. But for the moment, though, you have to have, you know, a $1,200 computer plus a headset plus, you know, you have to go through the whole modding process. And even with that being said, this isn't, you know, completely without fault. There are some slight issues, like flickering is definitely one that's noticeable. Like when lights flicker, I think there might be some alternate eye rendering happening with this VR app, perhaps, just to help it be more smooth. So as you turn your head and shadows and stuff, that can also just be an issue just with the game's game engine and how it renders VR. Which, that is to say, it is a testament to... Stop hearing weird sounds over here. I mean, it is a testament, though, to the ability of the people who designed this game, is how well it seems to transfer over to VR. Thanks for watching the chat. I see I got one viewer. I don't know if you have followed my previous stream, but I'm currently playing Doom 3 in VR using mods. And we're about 2 hours in to the game at the moment, maybe 2.5. Probably got another 4 hours of gameplay left. And then I play, because I've beaten this game numerous times. I'm not a speedrunner by any means, but if I wanted to speedrun Doom 3, I could probably do it. I'm very familiar with this game. If you're in the chat, please let me know how the sound quality is. Because I'm standing, my microphone isn't exactly close to my face. But I think sometimes I try to stream this using the Oculus headset instead, just so there's not any discrepancy in volume.
Coolant rod 2 offline. Main reactor operation temperature.
One thing I wish I didn't have to do, well, two good places I have about this. One being using the Oculus cable. Like almost for a game like this, I would prefer to have the Air Link, because I use the analog stick to turn, which does kind of help with the motion sickness, but it does remove the immersion. Where like I would like to be able to, as I'm playing the game, do this to turn, just to kind of give me more like exposure to the world. But because of this cable running to my computer, it's a little difficult. Plus, while I'm streaming, I prefer, I don't know, I just don't want to have my back to the stream literally the whole time, so it's not a big deal. And the second is I don't know how to turn off the vibration in this game. That being said,
It's not listening.
when you're shooting enemies. Oh, yeah.
Gas leak stopped. Fire
When you're
extinguished.
shooting enemies, your gun vibrates. When they fire at you, your gun vibrates. When they spawn in, I know the joysticks vibrate, which I'm afraid is gonna drain my batteries very quickly. I don't remember how much I like this little bot. It, in my opinion, is one of the coolest aspects of the Doom 3 design. I really wish this little guy would have gotten more camera time, so to speak. And if I'm being frank, you know, Half-Life 3 came out, I want to say a fair while after Doom 3. And, you know, Doom 3 had this really cute, kind of kitschy character that it was a head crab that basically not Dr. Brain, Lamar, but his name is, the head crab's name is Lamar. But one of the scientists basically trained him, and I thought that was kind of cute. Or even the aspect of Dog being in the game. He was a pretty big character, but Doom 3 was kind of doing that cute, like, robotic, animatronic character before Half-Life did. I almost wonder if this little character inspired Dog. But I doubt Valve would ever admit that. But I'm just saying, Half-Life got delayed pretty relatively significant amount of time. Well, Doom 3 I think already had like at least a year and a half, 2 year lead, which in my opinion that's enough time to kind of write in a character and have some last second inspiration creatively. When Doom 3 and Half-Life 2 were coming out, I do remember how much like tension there was amongst fans of each respective license. In terms of like what was going to be the better game, what was the better game, and there was a lot of. Sorry, there's like this speech recognition thing on my app. I don't know if it's the VR app or if it's my operating system. But as I'm talking, I start to do this little like voice. The voice in my head. Not like a voice. It's like it sounds like Microsoft Sam. It's like saying like phrases. So it's kind of creepy when you're playing this game.
Warning.
But I wish I could turn that off. I don't know what's going on.
Main reactor operation.
And especially when I'm streaming, I really hate having to pause to like fix minor inconveniences. I just feel disrespectful to anyone that's spending a harder time watching me.
Exceeding safe levels.
I hear a woman crying. I don't know where from. But yeah, when Half-Life 2 and Doom 3 came out, yeah, the cries happened on as well. So when Doom 3 and Half-Life 2 were dropping, Half-Life 2 did get a lot of flack for being delayed, and also because the graphics engine, I think, was less like viscerally impressive. Half-Life 2 by no means, every means in terms of like an artistic endeavor. It's a beautiful game, and I think it should be recognized for that fact. But Doom 3 did have like its technical Prowess was definitely above Half-Life 2. I mean, in terms of like lighting, Half-Life 2's lighting is almost a meme. It's like that splotchy, washed out, like, I don't know how else to describe it without throwing too many adjectives out, but Doom 3, you know, there's a like very good contrast, and if you see it in VR, it's even more noticeable. Like, this game again still holds itself up very well. I think even more so in VR, just because I think the expectations. I don't know what's happening over here. Oh shit. Oh yeah, they're trying to get rid of these fucking skull things. I hate these motherfuckers, man. Get away from me. Okay. But yeah, so Half-Life 2. Also, I think Doom like probably appealed more to casual gamers. I'm still having trouble with this. So, touching the GUI is very difficult because your body moves backwards as you try to reach forward. It's definitely like an oversight. So the only fix I find is I have to crouch, crouch as close as possible.
Service
There we go.
now operational.
The other day I was doing this and I almost punched my monitor, which I would have been pissed. That's funny if you're, you know, a streamer that has 1,000 viewers at a time or 2,000 viewers at a time. You know they're going to probably eventually pay to fix your monitor, but when you're only streaming to 2 people at 2:30 in the morning, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of insulting. And that's the thing too, like, Doom 3's enemy design fucking sucks. Like, I'm not gonna pretend that this game has, like, aesthetically pleasing monsters. The imps look kinda cool, but this game was, like, really built around blocky design. It's very gothic and very brutal, which I think, like, works very well for what aesthetic they're going for in the game, map design. But they didn't consider anything else. I mean, there's no there's nothing organic about this game.
All personnel evacuate.
There's definitely a little more lag in this area. That's the thing. Like, this generally seems to run at a pretty consistent frame rate. It's very smooth. But there are areas like this where there's a little bit of struggle, which I get. Like, I'm essentially running Doom 3 in 8K resolution, so I understand that there's going to be some struggles. And on top of that, it's being force-fed a VR mod. But Doom 3 did have an issue with multiple lighting sources in its game engine. That being those light sources cast shadows. Which I'm aware that most of these probably, like that one for example, this light is casting a shadow. But if this map was designed efficiently, all of these other lights would actually be dummy lights. Meaning they're only light textures, but they wouldn't actually like diffuse a shadow. There's actually a short time when I was first in the Doom 3 that I started dabbling with making maps. And I never created anything that was like noteworthy, but it did give me a lot of exposure to the Doom 3 map creator. And that was one thing I do remember in particular, was that if you were designing maps with light sources, you wanted to be careful not to have too many smart lights, I think is what they call them. And like this area, for example, I'm gonna guess that all of these lights here along the walls are casting shadows even though they don't need to. You know, that's just like a little piece of trivia. But it's also the reason why, you know, when this game came out, computers at the time couldn't afford to run Doom 3. I think I ended up being able to run this game relatively smoothly on my computer at the time. I wish I could recall the specs of the build, but let's just say at the time that this game came out, this computer was probably worth like $700. So I definitely had to make some compromises in terms of, I think probably resolution, anti-aliasing, but I think for the most part, all the graphical features, like I was running the game in like 1280 by 720 or something, you know, and it looks good for the time. Ran smooth, like probably 50 frames a second. But if you were to play this game at 60 frames a second, maxed out, I mean, you're looking at the equivalent of like a GTX 3060 today. Like you're looking at a $700 to $800 graphics card. So the only way they can really make this game as efficient as possible with the technical abilities it had was essentially every room had to be as small as possible. So there's a lot of effort that was put into dramatic lighting. Like the lighting had to matter. So there's already, like, most every room there were to be either multiple small light sources, which I mentioned are like kind of the dummy light sources, or you'd have like a giant centerpiece that would cast like dramatic shadows across the room. There would be a lot of fixtures to kind of emphasize that form, which again I think works well with the design constraints they had, because a game that's centered in space, one would not expect large, vast settings. I would say the only game that probably changed that recently is Prey, which is definitely a game I would love to play in VR. But I think Prey, and possibly Dead Space, so Dead Space had a lot of corridors, but Prey definitely set itself apart in the fact that it was more built around the idea of a space colony that was advanced to the point that, you know, entire rooms would be like, they could look like California malls instead of just like these like tiny maintenance closets, which is like really what this entire game feels like. Like you're running from one maintenance room to another. Now, Half-Life 2, on the other hand, kind of going back to the Doom 3 Half-Life debate, Half-Life 2 was open and expansive, and this lighting system, while it fell short of Doom's, eventually over time they would update the engine. You know, like on Half-Life 2's engine now, I mean, you can catch flashlight shadows and there's bump mapping. I mean, they definitely kept up with the Intech engine. I would say they probably even surpassed it in terms of fidelity. Which I still haven't played Alex VR, by the way. I'm actually intending to play that eventually. I'm surprised I haven't. I think I'm honestly waiting until I get a GTX 3060. Oh, I forgot the new enemy type just dropped. That's a very anticlimactic introduction to a new enemy, by the way. Maybe it would have mattered more if I first played this game and I was actually like scared going into the room. But I don't give a fuck right now. Like, this is just effortless for me. It feels stupid, honestly. Like, I'm definitely just doing like a let's play. This is not my first time going through it. Which I hope anyone watching me stream this does not expect me to be scared. I've had a couple of moments where I actually jumped, and admittedly I was like, wow, that got me. But one of those times was only because, for some reason, the enemies, see, I can't fucking touch it. The enemy's walk animation glitched out. And it scared me, you know. I wasn't expecting it. I think there was like a couple times I got chills. Which is still something to admire, like, that this is a 10-year-old game. It's gotten longer in the teeth.
Do you see the card?
And
no, sir. Okay,
it's
let's
by
get to
no
the
means like an
communication facility.
engaging story.
Start the transmission from
But
there.
Whatever you say, counselor.
I did have a couple of moments where I got chills, and I will actually credit that to the fact that I'm playing in VR, because it does make it. While this game isn't scary at the moment, it's definitely immersive.
The available commands are: what can I say? Stop listening. Execution. Start listening. Execution.
Yeah, see, there's that like headset thing talking in. I don't know where to stop to. I got one plasma ammo. I'm just gonna try to do some of this. Yeah, I mean, I've got so much ammo. I think that was also one of the issues that this game has in retrospect is that makes it too easy. Is like they throw ammo at you like it's fucking candy. You know, that's one of the things I really enjoy about, let's say, Resident Evil 2, especially the remake was really good about this. Resident Evil 7, haven't played Village yet, but ammo is scarce. And that really, to me, like, if you're talking about a horror game, that actually makes a lot of sense. Because, you know, scarcity is definitely a brother to fear. You know, nothing, you know, none of the monsters in this game feel like a threat to me. But Resident Evil 2, I was actually playing that game in VR, which again, when I get a video card upgrade, I intend to run through that game in a Let's Play. The problem is that it's a little glitchy and slow. It's not a very pleasant experience. It looks like shit on the VR headset for me because I have to turn the resolution down so much. And you know, if I could play that game in VR and it was actually have this level of fidelity that I'm seeing now, because I will tell you, with this VR headset, there's no pixelation. There's this like I actually turned the anti-aliasing down because it was affecting my frame rate. I think I had it at 16x, and I just went and turned it off completely. But I mean, it was insanely smooth. Things at depth, these corners here on this wall here. I mean, it's smooth. I don't want to say it's lifelike, but it's pretty close. It's also cool, like the little sound effects that are around here, like it's in front of this computer. It does stand out a lot more in VR because you just kind of feel more engaged in the 3D space. Yeah, kind of going back to that discussion of the level size, that also had to fit into monsters because, again, there's only so much that they could render on the screen at the time. And I would say the engine was probably optimized for those interactions, but you would never have more than 3 or 4 monsters at a time. That's why this game does a lot of waves. You'll kill a couple monsters, and then they'll spawn in a couple more. The only time you're going to come across like a numerous abundant amount of monsters at one time is whenever we get to hell, which is going to be in a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, I'm going to say, because the lighting in those areas is definitely optimized for more enemy interactions. A lot of ambient lighting. And very, very few like textures. Like for the most part, everything is like very repeated. It's just like the hell in this game is like brimstone. You know, there's nothing very like deep about it. Again, I also brought this up yesterday, but you know, this game was designed backwards. So all the levels that you encounter, if you go to the very beginning of the game, those levels were actually designed last in the development cycle. and the later levels were designed first. So Hell was actually the first level designed in Doom. Right now we're in Impro, so like this is like halfway or 3/4 through the development. Or 1/4 through? Yeah, 1/4 through. Going backwards. I hate these little fat zombies. Oh, what they say. But even then, the fact that there's not a lot of engagement with enemies in this game in terms of like per room, I do wish they would have given more or left repeatability to some of the designs. Like it would have been cool for them to have more zombies. Maybe there's like different clothes, but like this fat zombie type, you see this motherfucker like 1,000 times in this game, and it's like,
Stop listening.
I don't know why there'd be so many fat people in this game. Like, there's no fat people in this game at all that are alive. The only people you come across, they're the same like 2 or 3 Marines you see throughout the game, just like slightly repackaged armor. Like I think I'm about to meet up with this Asian Marine, and he's the same Asian scientist that you meet at the I got a shotgun. This is some damage to me. But yeah, the Asian scientist I'm meeting up with is the same Asian scientist that you see in the beginning, who is freaking out about the Mars invasion and gets possessed. And there's the same Asian that you meet in the cafeteria. Like, there's another one there somewhere. But other than that, I kind of they made the Asian scientist in this game as much like a stereotype as possible. He's oriented as fuck. Yeah, that's the way to talk about. One thing I would like to see, I don't know if this is a mod, but I would love like a more realistic giving mod. Like if there's a mod release that would, instead of disintegrating the monsters, would actually like let me shoot off limbs and add that to their animation kinematics or whatever. Like that would be cool. Kind of like Doom Eternal or Doom 2016. I know they let you do that. Of course, I haven't seen how deep the mod rabbit hole goes in this game. The VR mod, and I downloaded a high def mod.
We were hit.
I love the T-pose.
I don't know how much farther I can go.
Dude, Marines asserting dominance.
Take the transmission card. We can't stay here. Isn't safe. We better move.
So that's another thing that's funny about this game, and when we play in VR, is that the animations get fucked up in cutscenes. I don't know why, but they all look fucking hilarious. Like, characters instead of walking will just float along the ground with their legs like midway in the air, like they're wispy ghosts. Feet are a little sore. It's kind of hard to stand and play this game for too long. I went for like a 2-mile walk this morning, right before I came on the stream, and I should definitely do more walking. It's my ankles; they feel swollen. Maybe I just need new shoes. Again, kind of a anticlimactic introduction to Crocodile. this game has a hard-on for just dropping enemies in front of you. It's like, oh, it's a brand new monster. So it's like it's almost like they took zero pride in it. Which, I mean, honestly, I would too, because again, the monster design of this game, they just feel kind of like bastardizations of what came before them. There's definitely no like originality. Now, granted, I'm sure some of the original team worked on this game, that worked on Doom 1, Doom 2, but I would almost say that the only surviving factor was John Carmack. Maybe some of their like smaller players, not smaller, but just people who weren't necessarily involved in the aesthetic design of Doom. A lot of that was John Romero. If you want to see. Like, John Romero and John Carmack were both a powerhouse team of game designers because of John Romero had the technical capability, technical understanding of game design, but he was also far more ingrained into just like aesthetic. I mean, he's an artist, but I think he also just knows how to have fun with games. You know, whereas John Carmack, I think he was far more interested in the technical abilities of video games. I remember this thing actually scared me. Like, this room right here, I was terrified to go to that door. Because, I mean, it's a pretty gruesome sight. All this blood around it, and the way the... Oh my god! Okay, that actually scared me. But yeah, the way that the light would turn red. I mean, that's probably one of the scariest moments in Doom 3. I think there should have been more of that. I was hoping, like, I think a lot of people were probably hoping that Doom 3 would have had more like Silent Hill going into it. If that makes sense. Yeah, there's a little more like a ethereal, cosmic horror factor in this game. But for the most part, I know the skeleton moves. Yeah, I remember this. That did actually scare me the first time I encountered it. Like I almost brains attacks when I shoot him out. Closer. These spiders can breathe in the vacuum of space. That makes it even more terrifying. These guys always fuck me up. As far as like, they're literally the only monsters in this game that I'm actually scared of because they're just like little fucking ankle biters. And I will say, I despise any video game that puts in ankle biters as a enemy type. Any enemy that's built to be having a DPS combat situation, I fucking can't stand them. This room right here definitely feels like an old school Doom interaction. Like, nothing architecturally about what's going on here makes any sense. And just the way, like, both those enemies were posed. You know, it almost makes me wonder if earlier in the game design, or the map design, there was more of a there's more questions of like, how is this game going to be laid out? Like, is this going to be basically a high graphics Doom, you know, like a true sequel, or is this going to be a spiritual successor? Because these early maps actually feel kind of more like you would expect from, you know, old school Doom. Oh, I still got a lot going on. And I think as the earlier maps were designed, which again were later on in the design cycle, if there's more of a discussion of like what is Doom 3 going to be, and so you had a little more nuance to the game maps, a little more personality. Like I said, they felt more like grounded in reality. Like how would we actually design a spaceship? Like, it's not going to just be mindless corridors with zero aesthetic, which, you know, that was only done at the time of Doom 1 and Doom 2's release, because not only were there very novice game designers at the time, oh, I can sprint, okay. But you also had just graphical limitations. You know, you couldn't really put a whole lot of breadth into level design. Oh my god! I forgot about the chainsaw guy. Oh, this is gonna drain my fucking battery. It just constantly vibrates. That's what I'm talking about. I wish I could find how to turn that off. Oh yeah, I remember there's actually a PDF email where this guy's complaining about like way too many chainsaws getting delivered to the UAC. He's like has no clue like why. There's a little bit of like chainsaw lore. I can't believe I'm only 30 minutes into playing this. I feel like I've been playing it for like 2 hours. Playing this in VR also is kind of funny because certain items you come across.
Running.
Certain items you come across lose their depth. Like you realize like how much of everything is kind of like flat textures, like right here, when you're looking in 3 dimensions. So my game has a tendency to sometimes make me walk backwards, and I don't know why. Fuck. I thought I was so much damage. I forgot to reload my gun. I usually reload my guns before I go into another room, just to be safe. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna. Speaking of ankle biters, I think I'm gonna come up against the cherub soon. Just again, just really shitty enemy design. What's the fight babies? I don't understand it. It feels like something the design team thought John Carmack would have done. You know? Oh, let's fight cherubs. It's like, how would we not? No one wants to shoot a fucking baby in a video game, even if it's like demonic. It's not pleasant, and it feels like almost like force edgelordness. Like the designer who made it was like, yeah man, this is really gonna rock their fucking socks off. They're gonna have to shoot a baby. It's gonna make them question everything. It's like, no, you're just lazy. You made a baby look slightly demonic. Like, if you were my game designer, I would have fucking fired you on site, dude. Like, get out of my office. You suck. Dude, this is pretty cool though. When I'm climbing the ladder, I can still shoot. Oh, okay. Just missed every shot. Also, the fact that almost everything in this game dies from one close quarters shotgun blast is another balancing issue this game has. Like, if they're only going to throw 2 or 3 enemies at you, those 2 or 3 enemies should actually stand to be some type of challenge. But imps, cocodemons, those like random spawning dudes, like, it's almost like every enemy in this game has the same exact health points. Cocodemons, like 2 shots to the face of the shotgun. Imps, 1 to 2. Every other enemy I come across, just like every other enemy in this game just feels like a variant of an imp. If they're not a zombie, they're either a variant of imp or they're a variant of like the flying head things. Oh, and the pink demon. But look at that, 2 hits. Like, that wasn't a stressful engagement. Kind of curious what my joystick battery's at, if that's why I'm having some issues. They give out ammo in this game like it's fucking candy. Everywhere you go, there's always like a cubby hole where you can pick up ammo. I do think the PDAs were a pretty cool addition to this game.
This is the audio log of Officer Ron Ridge dated October 16, 2145.
I'm gonna have to sit for the stream.
Tunnel accidents are causing major headaches for both supply and maintenance. Each accident causes an estimated 1 to 3 hour delay in what are mostly time-sensitive shipments. It's becoming evident that certain junctions need safety adjustments as well as recommitment to driving safety by all personnel. The M-Protocom Center showed a mixed increase in accidents over the past 6 months. Safety signs and improved lighting are needed throughout the main junctions over the stretch of tunnels and paths. Absolutely, no recreational vehicle
one of the things about this though is that
peak
with
hours.
one button
All
I
personnel
can
should use
reset
monorail
my
travel
view.
whenever possible to keep
You
cargo
can say anything to
shipments flowing
NPCs.
smoothly.
The available commands are:
Service
what can I
lift
say?
called to station.
Start listening.
Stop
Consent to-
speech right. Stop listening. Lift and use. Oh, okay, cool. Move to station 1. Rail, bitch. I think I've already been here. Yeah, I was here. Yeah, it's a little inconvenient to play this sitting. This turning is a little hard. Considering this game wasn't built for VR in mind. Okay. Oh, that's right. I can manually move it. I'm feeling I'm gonna punch my desk. Okay. So only move it one at a time. I just realized my microphone's all the way up here. There it is. Right down a little bit. Okay, I think I see what's happening here. God damn it. Come on. Fucking table's in my way. No, go up. Damn, I'm gonna stand for this. Go up. You motherfucker. What are you doing? This thing's fucking bugging out. Whatever, I'll have to say I'm not gonna be able to sit playing this game. I keep punching my desk. And turning is very difficult. Okay, can I go up there? What is happening here? Where am I going? No, my gun keeps disappearing. Okay, lift up. I can't. I had to go through here. Yeah, my left stick, I keeps stopping me from moving randomly. I had 50 fucking grenades. What am I gonna do with all these? Also, the grenades in this game are shit. How about 2 grenades? Are definitely awesome. No, I want to go forward, motherfucker. Okay. Then rotate. There we go. There we are. I finally figured out how to sprint in this game. I've been playing this for 3 hours, just not figuring it out. Okay. All that just for shotgun shells. I might have to replace the batteries in this fucking thing. This Joy-Con. Let me see if my desktop app will show me the battery percentage because I feel like it's low. Devices. No, the right touch's at 40, left's at 80. Okay. So it's gotta be something else. It's causing it to be sussy. Sussy backup.
Maintenance exit now accessible.
God, my fucking nose is itchy. It's like my hair's always getting trapped inside the headset. Wow, that was so hard. I think I might take a. Maybe I'm gonna do probably another 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna get a quick snack, and then probably play some Chrono Cross for a bit. I'm trying to spread this out a little bit just so I kind of keep some enthusiasm going, because it does kind of wear on you after a while playing this in VR. Which for me is not the motion sickness thing. It's just like the controls, man. Like. Stuck. There we go. As you can tell, it's a little hard to navigate this game at points. I'm so sick of punching my fucking microphone. I'm gonna have to just like stream to my Oculus headset. For some reason my Oculus headset's microphone is not being detected. God damn it. Yeah, I gotta. There's like something stuck on my fucking face. Keeps itching my nose. Oh, okay. Well, whoever's watching the stream, thanks for joining in. I appreciate your time. I'm still going through Doom 3 VR. Altogether, been a smooth experience, except like my left analog stick. I don't know if it's going kaput. Do I have anything on there? I don't really give a fuck about armor. But my left analog stick keeps like pausing. For no reason. Like I'll be walking forward and it just wants to stop moving forward. This terminal's giving me problems. I'm so ready to be out of this area. Okay, let me out of here. Jesus Christ. Also, another thing I do not like about this mod is I wish there was like a weapon wheel of some sorts, but changing weapons is just up and down on the analog stick. Or on the right analog, you flick it up or down. It makes it very hard for me to just seamlessly switch between weapons on the like in the middle. I can swap to like a chain gun and plasma gun pretty easily, but going from plasma gun to submachine gun, you know, I have to go through 3 different weapons to get there. Oh, Berserk, let's go. So there's supposed to be an effect that comes up on the screen when you're in Berserk. For some reason it's not displaying. That must be a bug. Also, I think Berserk is only... Like, you only come across Berserk like once in this game. Maybe twice. They're definitely shoehorning it in. I win. If anyone's watching the stream right now, definitely say hello in the chat and let me know what you think about this game. Or the stream in general. Definitely happy to get input in terms of sound quality and everything, you know, kind of do fun on your end. I'm going to turn the desktop audio down just a little bit. I can already tell just by looking at the meters that it's probably a little louder than I like. Welcome to Mars, Marine. Communications. I think this will be my last stage that I play before I take a break.
Are you at the communications facility yet? You gotta get that message to the fleet now. Watch out for Chamberlain's spawn. Wait. Handle up what happens to Andy. I gotta move on.
It's like this game is trying to make me walk backwards and forwards like at the same time. Also, I think this VR mod would have been a little more creepy if they would have done kind of like a battery life on the flashlight. Oh, maybe this may not reloading again. You know, like a rechargeable battery on the flashlight, and you know, maybe if it, god damn it, it's like getting worse. It's like something's fighting with my VR movement. Oh god damn it, come on. It's like, after a while, the combat in this game just starts to feel like forced. Let's go to the main. Oh, I have to go to communications. I mean, the fact that my main objective is go to comms, I was like, I bet. Hello. Okay, I already knew you were there, buddy. Sorry. Kind of blew your load a little early. Yeah, like this little area here, this definitely feels like an early Doom mechanism. Like they would always have like enemies hiding behind like window slits like this. Some of the sound effects in this game are pretty good. I like the groaning from outside.
it's done.
Did you really fire a BFG at that communication, that computer panel? Who's shooting me? Oh. Oh, you got shields now. I feel like they introduced that enemy type way too late into the game. But I appreciate it either way, just adding a little bit of variety to the combat. Your footsteps behind there, but I don't think I can go in there just yet. The zombie got spawned somewhere. See, I think the VR makes the AI act up a little bit in certain ways, because I noticed that they seem to spawn in before their queue is even like fired up.
Delta system computers are showing all off-base communication down. That fool Swan.
This is the audio log of technician sheet. This is
Make your way to the satellite room and manually
I want to listen to the audio log. I don't want to listen to Sergeant. I already know this guy's a villain anyway.
This is the audio log of technician Seamus, dated October 16th, 2145. Our relatively new remote module replacement procedures are taking some time for maintenance technicians to adjust to. In the long run, it's a much safer, quicker, and easier method. Once a technician receives a call, he simply locates the problem module and gives a replacement command through the remote terminal located in the main comm block. This will initiate the replacement procedure as well as create a repair report, which notifies the repair team of an incoming module. Some minor repairs can be done on-site with normal equipment. I'm hoping the new system will need less and less use once the source of the recent power fluctuations is located and solved. The system is built to handle most other things with its automated recovery systems.
I'm really gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna have to like send in this joystick because I was having the same fucking issue with Resident Evil. Just move. I mean, I understand joysticks are probably one of the most difficult things to design. Not joysticks, but analog sticks when it comes to game pads, because you have this constant like you have this spring in there that you're basically trying to build to be indestructible, and I know that's not an easy feat. That being said, Facebook is also pretty new when it comes to the hardware design game. As a software company, I'm gonna give them credit where credit's due. This headset is it does everything it sets out to do. There's some minor issues. I do feel like playing VR games right now, if you're kind of in the minority, and you're still like kind of playing with this isn't an alpha stage anymore. I would say this is like beta plus. This is kind of like where mobile games are at a certain point, where mobile games are just jokes, and then suddenly Angry Birds dropped, and maybe within time, VR is going to be like the predominant game style, just complete immersion. So I would say, even in games that aren't VR, it's still nice wearing a VR headset because it just helps to keep you kind of more engaged with the game. I'm not saying it's going to take over consumer habits by storm and everyone's going to use a VR headset, but it's definitely going to be more commonplace, especially as the pricing becomes better. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, that was stupid. Hello? He's going to spawn behind me. No, he's not. I think like, what the fuck is going on with this game? I know you're right there. Yeah, grenades are like very difficult to throw in this game. They don't seem to go in the direction you want them to, or they simply like bounce behind you. I like that there was that like demonic laugh as I entered this room. I got 3 zombies attacking me. But I have like... Oh, well I guess I'm running low on machine gun ammo. Everything else is doing fine though. They'll always do this demonic laugh, right? And then followed by that would be like a hatch opening, and there's ammo and health. So I really can't tell if they're trying to help me or hurt me. Goofy ass. Let's listen to this PDA.
This is the audio log of Officer.
I love the PDA in this game.
2145. Recent unauthorized transmissions have been uncovered in the offsite redundant logs. These logs are usually not validated, but an unscheduled audit has shown significant activity. More investigating will be done to get to the bottom of this matter. Particularly interesting are transmission blocks D4560 and DE3288, which have no links to base systems. More to follow.
All right. I'm gonna set up for my Twitch stream. Okay. Oh! I barely moved to have it pop in. It does the most damage I had done onto me in this game in a while. I gotta find like this like one little hair strand that keeps poking at me. I know. I can feel it's loose somewhere. Ugh. Okay.
Marine, I believe the source of the invasion was from the main portal here in Delta. After you send that transmission, get here as quickly as possible.
Ooh, let's get another sentry back. But I was mentioning earlier, the design of this game, its overall appearance versus that of the OG Doom games. I think a lot of that color was brought on by John Romero and the rest of the design team that worked alongside with him. There's some really good. There are some worthwhile watching documentaries. I think No Clip is one of them. That it's on YouTube. They've had some pretty decent Patreon support, and they've made some very, very well worth watching documentaries about the creation of Doom and id as a company. And definitely what I got from that was that John Romero and those guys were irreplaceable when it came to the design of Doom. These guys were doing amazing things with tech that was severely limited. A lot of mocap and claymation. There's just so much that really there's no denying the amount of artistic integrity that went into everything, artistic capability, raw talent, and years of passion. You know, these guys really, really cared about the game. But Doom's lacking some of that finer finesse, that polish that I think comes from having someone that really, really cares make their game. There are definitely segments of this game where, you know, that stand out, but that's what really makes a game, you know, memorable, is having that level of care goes into it. I would say that Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal match that energy. But we have to give Doom 3 credit in the sense that it did, I think, open up the doors. It continued the journey of the Doom license being relevant. As we know, shortly after Doom 3 came out, they released the Doom movie starring The Rock Johnson, which I think that was a flop. But regardless, you know, it kept it relevant. It kept people paying attention to Doom as a franchise. And that's really all that matters. Because we can almost say if maybe if Doom 3 was never released, you know, would we have experienced Doom 2016? You know, I mean, for one, it is a company. I'm sure they finance themselves through numerous ways, but I'm sure Doom 3 probably provided them with a lot of capital to continue operating. And they, at the very least, you know, they did keep themselves in the, you know, cultural arena as video game creators and designers, because I think Doom is probably still talked about to this day. Doom 3. I mean, the fact that someone spent enough time designing a VR mod, which I know is no easy feat, doing so for free, should tell you something. There's people out there that care about this game, and they want to see it continue to be relevant, which, again, I will put money on the table to say that
Marine, you hear me?
Quest 3, I will put money on the table. Quest 3, Doom 3 will be I just now realized the fact that you have 3. Quest 3, Doom 3. This will be a standalone. Like, Facebook will pay money to a design team to design this game specifically for the Quest. It'll be an exclusive. It will probably be highly updated in many ways. I bet the gun animations, I mean, I think I can feel them doing a complete overhaul. You know, just making it look better than this now. I think that would be pretty cool. I feel like I was supposed to do something else in that room. I'm gonna go back real quick. I'm glad I finally remember how to sprint. It makes me a lot faster. So I think the right thing to do is to cancel the distress call.
Transmission.
Because I think they're trying to.
Did the right thing. Until we know what's happening here,
They're trying to spread hell all throughout.
The monorail entrance looks clear. Meet up with us there. We need to reach the Delta complex and stop this.
I know the sergeant's gonna be mad. Marine.
Related to direct order. Get your ass back to that console and send that transmission. Marine, this is your last chance to get.
Because if I remember correctly, the sergeant actually is possessed. I think he's a boss fight that's coming up in this game here pretty soon. Let me pause real quick. I'm trying to send a text message. Oh. Okay. Well, I guess I found more chain gun ammo. That's nice. What happens if I stick my head over here? Will it kill me? Oh no, actually, I guess it doesn't register. It seems to always kind of revert me to the middle. Maybe that's a safety feature. Keep my character from going out of bounds. Guys really trying to hurt me while I was trying to heal. Look at that shotgun ammo. Yeah, as I said before, there's it's definitely apparent how flat this game actually is when you're playing VR, and you realize that a lot of it's just kind of flat geometry with bump mapping. Like those shotgun shells, they're just textures. I mean, everything's textures in video games, but you know what I mean. There's no depth to these shotgun shells. Just a bump mapped texture that made it look like shotgun shells. Whereas games, I think more recent games like Call of Duty, for example, they would not skimp on the details such as that. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go to garage. It's kind of funny. I'm all spread throughout this area. I go through the same 3 floors. I think I'm backtracking. I guess I gotta go to communications. I feel like it was already here. Yeah, let's be going the right way. New enemies have spawned. I've already been here because I used the health. Oh, I think this is where I'm supposed to go. Cool, monorail bridge. This is a good time to take a break too, because I fucking hate this part of the game. I don't remember why, but I remember hating it. I think I just don't like anything that involves monorails. Not that I have a phobia of them or anything, but okay, that was cool. I'm going to save right here. See, I don't trust autosaves. Alright guys, let's take a break. I'll probably hop on again here shortly after. Take a little break. Really got a craving to play more Chrono Cross. So I probably will be back another hour and a half. Just so that I can continue with my devoted fans. I'm actually at 9 followers now. Sorry, I see my camera adjusted, which I'm happy to see. I haven't been doing this for that long. So overall, I'm pretty happy with that. Anyway, as I said, I'll be back in a short while. Make sure I take care of myself. Get some food in my stomach.